first veteran involved with the class came to his moment of truth. Fully disabled with PTSD, Young would venture back to the very place that caused him such pain and had stolen over 30 years of his life, a battlefield in the Mekong Delta at which a day-long struggle had raged, killing 87 U.S. soldiers and some 250 Vietnamese.
Center of mass of Alpha Company was 8.
He's just going to tell you a little bit about his battle now.
And my company and Alpha Company came under fire from that same bunker complex within seconds of each other. So Charlie was there and he was ready and he was waiting and he knew we were coming. They always did. The company commander of that company, of Alpha Company, who lived through the battle, said that in the opening burst of fire, now remember that's just the first 4 or 5 seconds, he said that in the opening burst of fire, 50 of his men were killed. That's not 50 wounded, that's 50 killed. And suddenly that Huey just stood up on its tail, very slowly just went up and stood on its tail. A terrible thing to watch. And got up to maybe 60, 70 feet, and then rolled over and came down on its nose. And the 6 wounded men on board and the 4 crewmen were all killed. And that happened right behind my squad. It's the most frightening thing I've ever done in my life. We were all sure we were going to die this time. There were people popping up out of the ground from these bunkers all around us. And in a matter of whatever this took, maybe 30 to 40 seconds, I know that I killed 5 people coming up out of the ground and running away. In a matter of half a minute or so, I killed 5 people myself, and I was only one man in the platoon, and everybody was killing. So I don't know how many people we got up out of that bunker complex right there. The company commander who watched it all from back here said that he was certain that we had killed 40 or more VC that we got out of that bunker line. When that battle started, I was a 22-year-old clear-eyed kid, a year out of college. When that battle was over, I was an old man. I left my youth out there. War is not a thing you just watch on TV and then the characters get up and walk away afterward. It's a really ugly thing. And the killing is the worst part of it. Killing is the worst part of it.
Several Vietnam veterans still live around the battlefield area, some of whom would join John Young, adversaries meeting for the first time.
H-A-V-E, Nhà Bè, vào khoảng tháng 6. On the 19th of June we fought Nhà Bè. Rồi bây giờ mình đi ra Bắc, bây giờ bạn nhắc. Yeah, and now we follow him, he takes us to the site. Xong rồi chết rồi. Julio, Floyd. Everybody okay? Everybody good? Hot?
The guy in the blue shirt he fought against that day, and the guy that's going to be driving the boat he fought against that day.
This was the enemy position. Yeah. This was the Vietnamese position.
Yeah.
And I was on this side.
Right.
I want to get on the land over here. I wasn't sure. I really had no way to be sure what I was going to get out of the trip back. But the chance of running into that 21-year-old who had gone there, I thought I might find him. And that would do a lot of good for me. It would do me a lot of good to stand on the places that had been so terrible in those years. and just try to understand it all. How things like this happen. I hoped I would find a piece of that college boy that went to Vietnam. On this piece of terrain that today was so quiet and so still that in 1967 an entire American battalion and 2 enemy battalions fought each other to a standstill. So many Vietnamese soldiers and American soldiers died that day. Died over there. And I took it all in and walked around on it a little and looked at it. I just sat down and cried. That's just all I could do. I just sat down and cried. There aren't words for that experience. There's just no words for it. Once the war is over, once all the soldiers are buried, the survivors don't have to hate each other. The survivors can respect each other. I'm glad we didn't kill each other. I really did run into a blue-eyed 21-year-old college student from Minnesota. I really did find that guy. I even lived inside him for a while. I felt him. He wasn't dead, it turns out. He's still alive. The United States Army, there's a badge given to the soldiers, only those soldiers who fight.
Cái này là bên nó có phong tục hay gặp mà cái người trước đánh nhau bây giờ còn sống thì là tặng cái này để kỷ niệm cho nhau thôi.
We did our best to kill each other. But that's when we were young men and we were soldiers and we were doing what we were supposed to do at the time. We managed to survive, and now 33 years later, I'm shaking hands with a man who fought against my battalion that day. I figured any soldier who had survived that battle on their side had gone through a hell of an experience. And I was simply proud to have a chance to meet a man who had done that. I shook hands with a soldier. 33 years ago we tried to kill each other.
33 năm bây giờ mới gặp lại.
Thanks that I owe the students is tenfold, because without all of you committing to do this, to come here, if it weren't for the students that are sitting here, I would have missed the biggest day of my life. And so I thank you.